What's up, Red and Gold Nation? Straight from the heart of Arrowhead, where we smell de barbecue mixes com o hope de touchdown, Kansas City. E where we've learned that believing in miracles is part of our DNA, especially when number 15 is on the field. I bring you one of those conversations that makes us salivate more than a dog in front of a butcher shop. We're looking ahead to the 2025 NFL season, while our Kansas City Chiefs prepare for, who knows, another ride to the Super Bowl. A little bug is itching behind the ear of every fan who proudly wears red and gold. There's a quarterback matchup, a clash of titans that still hasn't happened and would make the football world stop and watch. Chiefs news today might focus on team performance, Andy Reid's genius tactics, or how we're going to crush the Raiders next time. But this historical loose end is like that last slice of pizza in the box. Everyone wants it, but nobody knows if it's going to happen. Our quarterback, Patrick Mahomes II, Showtime Mahomes, the guy who works magic with the oval ball like he's got a video game controller in his hands, has already faced a true gallery of legends throughout his glorious 8 seasons in the National Football League. Think of names like Russell Wilson, Matthew Stafford, Tom Brady himself, the GOAT in person, and a constellation of other elite signal callers. And in the overwhelming majority of cases, our Mahomes came out with the W, piling up victories and records that place him, without a shadow of a doubt, as one of the greatest of all time, if not the greatest right now. Being a Chiefs fan in this era is like winning the lottery every week and still having a pet unicorn. It's like going to Joe's Kansas City barbecue and finding out there's no line. A blessing. But my comrades of the Red Kingdom, there is one name, one legendary quarterback who, by a twist of fate or the NFL's crazy schedule, has not yet crossed paths with our Mahomes in a direct, active, on-field duel. Aaron Rodgers. Yes, the A-Rod of the gridiron, the guy with the impossible passes, the master of the Hail Mary who has made many an opposing fan pull their hair out. Recently, the Pittsburgh Steelers, a franchise with a history as rich as ours and a terrible towel that we respect but want to see crumpled on the Arrowhead floor, decided to go all in and signed veteran Rodgers for the 2025 season. The Steelers, always tough and competitive, hope that Rodgers, even with high mileage, will bring back the glory days to the Steel City and, who knows, give the AFC a scare. And why does this news from Pennsylvania make us hearing Missouri sit up and take notice, more alert than a hound dog on a hunt? Why does the fact that Rodgers is wearing the black and gold of the Steelers ignite a fire of expectation in our chests? Simple, my friends, because Aaron Rodgers, throughout his brilliant career, has faced almost all the great QBs in the league except our Patrick Mahomes in a direct eye-to-eye confrontation with both on the field commanding their armies. It's unbelievable, but it's true. Rodgers has faced the Kansas City Chiefs 3 times, all as the quarterback of the Green Bay Packers. The last time he was on the other side of the field against us was back in 2019, in a game that, to add to the drama of this story, had our beloved Matt Moore is starting in place of an injured Mahomes. It's like booking a show with Garth Brooks and Elvis, but Elvis can't make it. We're left with that almost taste in our mouths. And this anxiety isn't just ours, those of us who brave the biting cold of Arrowhead, who do the tomahawk chop with our souls, who've seen the team come back from impossible deficits as if it were the most normal thing in the world. The legendary rocker Melissa Etheridge, a die-hard Chiefs superfan, 2-time Grammy winner and Oscar winner, spoke her mind on Good Morning Football and expressed the desire
that burns in the hearts of millions of fans. Mahomes and Rodgers have never actively played against each other, Etheridge said, with the passion of someone who understands the magnitude of the moment. I would really love to have the opportunity to see that before Rodgers is no longer with us in the league. It's a plea that echoes throughout the entire Chiefs' kingdom, from Independence to Overland Park. Now, the million-dollar question: will Melissa Etheridge's wish and ours come true? The 2025 regular season schedule unfortunately does not foresee a direct confrontation between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Pittsburgh Steelers. It's a bucket of cold water, I know, but hold on, Red Nation. Being a Chiefs fan is about being an expert in believing in the impossible. It's having more faith than the Pope. Considering that both franchises are AFC powerhouses and frequent playoff attendees, our hope lies in an epic showdown in the AFC playoffs. Imagine the scene. A playoff game, Jitia e Shmirti, for a spot in the Super Bowl at Jiha Field at Arrowhead Stadium, with Patrick Mahomes on one side and Aaron Rodgers on the other. The roar of the crowd would be deafening. You could hear it all the way in St. Louis. It would be the kind of game we'd tell our grandkids about, like we tell them about Super Bowl IV with Len Dawson, or the unbelievable comebacks of Super Bowl LIV and LIV. For this dream to become a reality, a few ingredients need to mix in the NFL cauldron. On our side, the Kansas City Chiefs, as always, enter as a juggernaut, one of the clear favorites for the title. Our offensive line, we hope, will be more solid than a cemetery gate at midnight, protecting our number 15 so he can work his magic, those passes that seem to have GPS and defy the laws of physics. Why is this OL so vital? Because even Houdini needed a safe stage. We remember Mahomes playing with an ankle the size of a bowling ball and still leading us to glory. That's the spirit that moves us. On Pittsburgh's side, the arrival of Aaron Rodgers is like putting jet fuel in a V8 engine. The Steelers have a defense that historically gives teams trouble, and with Rodgers at the helm of the offense, they become a dangerous team with the potential to surprise. If he can quickly find chemistry with his new targets and stay healthy, they can certainly contend for a playoff spot. And if they get there, my friends, anything can happen. Although a regular season matchup is out of the question, the flame of hope for a playoff duel remains lit. A lot needs to happen, many ifs need to align, but in football, as in life, never say never. It would be the battle of two future Hall of Famers, Mahomes' explosive and creative youth against Rodgers' experience and lethal precision. Why would this duel be so special? Because seeing two artists of this caliber at the peak of their powers, or close to it in Rodgers' case, facing off in a playoff game would be a gift for any fan of the sport. Why would this duel be so special? Because seeing two artists of this caliber at the peak of their powers, or close to it in Rodgers' case, facing off in a playoff game would be a gift for any fan of the sport. While the 2025 NFL season hasn't begun and the paths of the Chiefs and Steelers don't cross, at least in the regular season, the anticipation for this epic confrontation between Patrick Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers will continue to fuel conversations, barstool debates in Westport, and tailgates in the Arrowhead parking lot. It's the kind of matchup that transcends rivalries, that unites lovers of good football. And who knows, maybe the football gods will conspire in our favor. Until then, we'll continue here, steadfast, doing our chop, singing loud, maybe letting out a "referee, you son of a" when the call is questionable, and always, always believing in our Kansas City Chiefs. Because in the end, that's what we root for, to see history being written before our very eyes. And a Mahomes versus Rodgers in the playoffs? Oh, that would be a golden chapter. Bring on 2025, and may the football gods bless us with this spectacle. How about those Chiefs?